I need to farm a lot of points in Chapter 3 right now. So what we're going to do is I'm going to play the game for a while, and I'm going to talk about Snowgrave while I do so. Because this is going to be extremely boring to watch, just saying that. So the thing that gets me, or the thing that I've been thinking about lately in regards to... Boy, I hope that's not too loud. In regards to Snowgrave route, which, I mean, sure, the weird route. I think Snowgrave is a much cooler name. No pun intended. First of all, I think back to when I first ran through it, which I never actually streamed. This was before I had the... this might have actually been before I started streaming completely. Yeah, I really hope that's not too loud. But it was, in short, the most viscerally affecting video game experience I had ever had up to that point. It messed me up, to put it perfectly honest, to realize that what you end up doing through all of these ridiculous, very specific actions is completely meant to gaslight a fictional teenage girl. It just, I don't know, it messed with me. It got more and more difficult to do the further that I got in. And so that's why I say, to this day, like, if you're interested in it, it's absolutely worth experiencing. But if you feel like maybe it wouldn't be for you, go with that feeling. Trust your gut. It is not something everybody has to experience. Go watch somebody play it if you really want to be sure, just because then you can stop in the middle. And I mean, you can always cancel the route early, but... But now with the release of Chapters 3 and 4, we've got a little bit of extension to it, which, again, was harrowing. And because of the extreme amount of time that had passed between Chapter 2 and Chapter 3 releasing, I had sort of forgotten that was true. I was rather unprepared to jump back into the Snowgrave route in Chapter 4 when it was time. Between these two times, I had written a very, very stupid comedy fan fiction about the Snowgrave route, just to sort of deal with it, where actually Birdley's an incel, and Noelle kicks him in the face, and then she goes into hometown and everybody loves her and wants to be her friend. It was silly stuff for the sake of sort of taking control of my own feelings over the experience, which that I think by itself testifies to just how moving, just how effective it was. And then what I was absolutely not ready for was the finale of that scene, the trash can in the bathroom. And in that moment, I really began to understand, like, it's not just Noelle that we're putting through this. It's Chris, too. They are suffering because of our actions. And the message that I got, the takeaway that I got from all of that, was if you are willing to go through all of this out of the way, never would naturally guess to do these things, extremely specific steps, just for the sake of torturing, essentially, video game characters, then you're a piece of shit. And yeah, I kind of feel like a piece of shit for having done it. I'm not going to stop. I'm still going to follow it through, but hopefully next time I will at least be more prepared. More, I don't know, more willing to be more ready to respect it, essentially, and the power that it holds. And since then too, I've been watching a lot of theory videos. I've seen some very interesting ideas, like the fact that the very strange romantic overtones between Chris, well, not between Chris and Noel, between us, the player, and Noel. That's definitely a thing that exists. The fact that you get the ring, it's offered by someone sort of looking to sell to a couple. That's something that's not, that you really can't deny. And when looked through in that frame, I realize also this is sort of, it's like the route, and not the actions so much, but the outcome, the romantic aspect is directed at people who, and I say people, and I really mean like heterosexual men. The kind of people who make video gaming less fun for people who aren't heterosexual, who aren't cisgender, who aren't men. Hashtag not all men. But it's very clearly directed at them because one would expect that they, see Chris as a guy, that they're projecting themselves onto them, that they're not really picking up on that disconnect between Chris and the player, or if they are, they're, resentful of it. Like, no, how dare you pull me out of your chest and try and do things on your own? I'm the player. I'm the one in charge here. And so in that framework, one would expect those people to be looking at Noelle as like, yeah, this is the love interest. This is the girl that I deserve to have as the main character of the story, because that's the sort of media that these people have grown up with throughout their lives. And, ask me how I know. So that was another aspect to it that I thought was interesting. But actually, the main reason that I wanted to talk about it in all of its depressing glory is, at this point in the game, it's very obvious that, we've gotten to see the prophecy. We've gotten to see all the bits that Ralston never told us necessarily. Haven't gotten to see the bits that he was hiding necessarily. Oh, excuse me. But we've seen a whole lot more of it. Things that he never would have mentioned, like the pointy-headed boy saying toothpaste and boy. Like Jockington growing a beard. What the fuck does that even mean? Oh my god. And in the very same chapter, it's laid out, this is Gerson Boom's role in the narrative, that this prophecy is maybe not as set in stone as Ralsei has always thought it was. That it can in fact be broken, be literally broken. Gerson shows up and he breaks the windows on which the prophecy has been written, symbolically breaking the prophecy itself. And in his fight against Susie, if you found that fight, which somehow I did not the first time through, it's clear that he's passing this along to Susie. Like, he's sort of teaching her, trying to get her to a place where she can follow him in this regard. And also, in that sense, sort of lending his power to her. Now, granted, she's always been able to break out of sort of the expectations, I suppose, from chapter 1. She's the one who tells us that our choices don't matter, that no one gets to choose who they are in this world. She's constantly doing things without letting us, waiting for us to give her permission. She's the one who wasn't willing to act at first. She's always had this power to break boundaries, to assert her own freedom over a narrative. And because of that, a lot of people have been saying that, it's very likely that even though we've been told from many different people, including Toby Fox, that our choices don't matter, that this is going to have the same ending, it doesn't mean the prophecy has this only one ending, and it doesn't mean that we're going to be fulfilling the prophecy as is, as stated. We are potentially going to be able to break it. Now, a lot of people think that a normal route is going to end up fulfilling the prophecy, and the weird route is going to be where you actually get to break it. But I don't think that's completely true. Obviously, the point of Snowgrave is to break the prophecy, because this is reinforcing all those themes of freedom and choice. It's just that we are, in perpetrating its steps, we are using our freedom and our power and our choice irresponsibly. So, we can break the prophecy for sure. We can install Noelle as the second hero, or as a love interest, or whatever the hell you want, but that's not going to lead to a good outcome. If you want to have a good outcome for everyone, that's not the way to go. It's not the only way to subvert the prophecy and to avoid whatever doom is at the end of it, which, as an aside, I think it's going to be a betrayal, not just someone dying, and I think it's going to be Ralsei, because it makes sense to me that if he knows, essentially the hour and shape of his own end, that might be why he clings so fastly to this idea that darkners only exist to serve lightners. It's a way to distance himself from the pain of knowing that he's going to die, of knowing that he's going to be betrayed. And he likes having friends. He likes finding things that make him more himself. He likes finding things that he enjoys doing, because if you've only got a certain amount of time in this world, which we all do, why not make the most of it? But also at the same time, he keeps up a barrier between himself and his friends, because he knows that when the prophecy is fulfilled and he dies, that's not going to be great for them, is it? So he wants to try and protect them from that. But he's also doing a really shit job of it, which is good, because you should not keep people at arm's length just to protect them from the burden of knowing and losing you. Because burdens shared are burdens halved. That's become my mantra lately. So that was all on his side. My point is, I think that there are going to be 3 routes to this same ending. The one where we just fulfill the prophecy because there's nothing we can do. The one where we gaslight gatekeep girl boss Noelle into some kind of horrible killing machine. I shudder to think what she's going to become. And one more where we trust in ourselves, we trust in our friends, we especially trust in the power of the main character of the story, Susie Deltarune, and by doing so, rewrite the end of this prophecy, rewrite the end of the story, rewrite the climax, the finale that gets us to that ending, which is always going to be the same, because so many things can change on the route to one destination. It staggers the mind to contemplate. But anyway, that's my thesis in this video, is Snowgrave is not the only way to break the prophecy. There's going to be a second way to do it, and maybe it involves getting all the eggs. Maybe it just involves being nice to people. Maybe it involves being nice to Ralsei and not actually hitting on him at every opportunity. A thing which it was recently made clear to me is, not great for Chris. It's not as nice a thing as I thought I was maybe doing, but I'm going to keep doing it. So yeah, Deltarune it's such a worthwhile game to dig into. It's very rewarding to contemplate ramifications of everything that happens, to put all the threads together with your red lines on a corkboard. I can't help making theories every now and then. And also, it's very clear that it's going to take me fucking forever to get up to the amount of points that I want at this rate. I wanted to get like 10,000 points for the ball machine, and it means I'm going to need like 40,000 dark dollars? Are you fucking kidding me? God damn. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope the background gameplay was more entertaining than annoying, or at the very least gave you something to look at other than me. I have several other theory videos that I've been meaning to do. It's just finding time to make them is difficult, and I'm doing shit like this because then I don't have to sit down and edit a whole lot. So yeah, you're getting all the water sips and ums and me constantly popping my left shoulder for some fucking reason. Like, comment, subscribe, fund my Ko-Fi. I am very poor, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.